greatest love the world has known. This is the love that I give to you alone. More than the simple words I try to say, I only live to love you more each day. More than you'll ever know, my arms long to hold you, so my heart will be in your keeping, waking, sleeping, laughing, weeping. Longer than always is a long, long time, but far beyond forever, you'll be mine. I know I've never loved before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you more. More than the greatest love the world has known. This is the love that I give to you alone. More than the simple words I try to say, I only live to love you more each day. More than you'll ever know, my arms long to hold you, so my life will be in your keeping, waking, sleeping, laughing, weeping. Longer than always is a long, long time, but far beyond forever, you'll be mine. I know I've never loved before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you more. Hello everyone, welcome to Croonin' for Critters 2020. I'm Tommy Spina, co-founder of Croonin' for Critters. Croonin' for Critters is an annual fundraiser that supports Doodah Day each year in their efforts to save homeless animals. In light of the pandemic, as you know, Doodah Day was canceled, and Croonin' will take place this Saturday, May 16th at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. We will be presenting the Maverick Lounge series of the story, history, and music of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. It will be hosted by Mark Lanter for Croonin' for Critters and Doodah Stay. So, this is Croonin' for Critters 2020's contribution to Doodah Stay. We hope you enjoy the show. We hope you will donate here. All of the proceeds will support our community's animal needs. Stay safe, and thank you.
Together. And they were one of the few groups to continue making big-selling solo albums while the group was working together. The Crosby of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young was David Crosby. He came from a band that was formed in 1964 in Los Angeles that consisted of Crosby, Roger McGuinn, Chris Hillman, Gene Clark, and Michael Clark. They melded the popular Dylan-esque folk rock with the wildly popular at the time British invasion aesthetic of the Beatles. As a matter of fact, at one point in the mid-60s, they were known as the American Beatles, with their signature sound of jangly Rickenbacker 12-string guitars. And even their name paid a little tribute to the boys from Liverpool. Just like the Beatles, who spelled their name with an A, They followed suit by adding a Y to their name, the Birds. Welcome to the Maverick Lounge series. We're going to take you on a time capsule and play the music and give you the history of some of the most iconic bands in rock music. Tonight is the music of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. They're one of rock's first supergroups. All the members of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young were in successful bands before getting together. And they were one of the first groups to continue making big-selling solo albums while the group was working together. The Crosby of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young was David Crosby. He came from a band that was formed in 1964 in Los Angeles that consisted of Crosby, Roger McGuinn, Chris Hillman, Gene Clark, and Michael Clark. They melded the popular Dylan-esque folk rock with the wildly popular at the time British invasion aesthetic of the Beatles. As a matter of fact, at one point in the mid-'60s, they were known as the American Beatles, with their signature sound of jangly Rickenbacker 12-string guitars. And even their name paid a little tribute to the boys from Liverpool. Just like the Beatles, who spelled their band name with an A, they followed suit by using a Y in their name, the Birds.
Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to read. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late.
David Crosby left the Byrds in late 1967 for the reason that a lot of people leave their jobs. He was fired. Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman drove to Crosby's house on October of 1967 to give him the news. So David Crosby needed a gig. The Stills and the Young of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young came from another very influential group, also based out of Los Angeles and formed in 1966. They were very much peers of the Byrds. David Crosby even performed with them at 1967's Monterey Pop Festival, which is rumored to be one of the reasons the Byrds fired him. He was playing with the Byrds' main competitor. They also mixed folk rock with the British Invasion sound. The group's name was taken from the side of a steamroller that had been parked in front of Stephen Stills' house. The name of the steamroller company was Buffalo Springfield.
Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Resistance from far behind. It's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. Now we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. You step out of line, the men come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
In March of 1968, the members of Buffalo Springfield, along with Eric Clapton, were jamming and partying. Well, mostly partying. At Still's girlfriend's house in California. They were playing so loud, the neighbors called the police, who arrived and found a good bit of marijuana that they unsuccessfully tried to flush down the toilet when they saw who was at the door. They were busted, and that, together with a good bit of infighting, led to the eventual breakup of the band in 1968. The Nash of Crosby, Stills, and Nash & Young was Graham Nash. He came directly from a British Invasion band formed in Manchester area north of England. They rode the wave of Beatlemania, even giving their record deal after playing the Cavern Club in Liverpool and on the same record as Parlophone as the Beatles. and they also recorded most of their work in Abbey Road Studios. They had numerous hits in the UK and the US. They came up with their name because of their admiration of an American singer-songwriter named Buddy Holly. They would be the Hollies.
Bus stop when day she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stops, bus goes, she stays, love goes under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind and rain and shine. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd stop and she would show me what she bought. Other people stared as if we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers were going to be the same. That's the way the whole thing started. Silly, but it's true. Thinking of our sweet romance beginning in it due. Came the sun, the ice was melting, no more sheltering now. Nice to think that that umbrella led me to a vow. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shop and she would show me what she'd bought. Other people stared as if we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be the same. Bus stop when day she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stops, bus goes, please stay, love goes under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, no more drinking now. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine.
But even with all the Hollies hits, Graham Nash was becoming more and more frustrated with the songs he was writing, and his contributions were dismissed by the other members of the band. So he wanted out. But unlike Crosby and Stills, Nash didn't leave his job without having another. He had met David Crosby in 1966 when the Byrds toured England, and in 1968, Nash resumed his friendship with Crosby at a party at Joni Mitchell's house. That night, Crosby, Stills, and Nash sang together for the very first time and realized there was something very special about the blending of their voices. Nash knew what he wanted to do next, to quit the Hollies and start a group with Crosby and Stills. They immediately went to work on getting a record deal. They were passed on after an audition with George Harrison for the Beatles' Apple Records, but they were eventually signed to Atlantic Records, and given their previous experience with bands, decided to use their last name to ensure independence and guarantee the band could not continue without the rest of them, unlike the Byrds and the Hollies. The first album was simply titled Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Released in May of 1969, it was one of the strongest debuts in music history.
Getting to the point where I'm no fun anymore. Sometimes it hurts so badly I must cry out loud. I am lonely, I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it hard. Remember what we said and done and felt about each other. Oh, babe, have mercy. Don't let the past remind us of what we are not now. I am not dreaming. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it hard. Tearing yourself away from me now, you are free, and I am crying. This does not mean I don't love you, I do, and that's forever, and for always. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it hard. Something inside is telling me that I've got your secret. Are you still listening? Fear is the lock and laughter the key to your heart. And I love you. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard. Fine evening, something on the afternoon. What have you got to lose? Tuesday morning, please be gone, I'm tired of you. What have you got to lose? Can I tell it like it is? Listen to me, baby. It's my heart that's suffering. It's all I have to lose. I've got an answer. I'm going to find a way. What have you got to lose? Will you come see me? Thursdays and Saturdays. Hey, hey. What have you got to lose? Just a brown canary, ruby-throated sparrow. Sing a song, don't be long, thrill me to the marrow. voices of the angels ring around the moonlight, asking me, says she's so free, how can you catch the sparrow? Lacy looting lyric, losing love lamenting, change my life, make it right, be my lady.
Just like to remind everybody the cause, the live clause here. This is for Crooning for Critters, sort of a substitute for Doodah Day, Doodah Stay, if you will. Make those donations to the animal shelters. Guinevere had green eyes like yours, the lady like yours. She walked down through the garden in the morning after it rained. Peacocks wander aimlessly underneath an orange tree. Why can't she see me? Guinevere drew pentagrams like yours, lady like yours. Late at night when she thought that no one was watching at all. On the wall, do 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 do. She shall be free.
as she turns her gaze down the slope to the harbor where I lay anchored for a day. Guinevere had golden hair like yours, a lady like yours, streaming out when we'd ride through the warm wind down by the bay. Yesterday, seagulls circle aimlessly, singing silent harmony. We shall be free. If you smile at me, I will understand, 'cause that is something everybody everywhere does in the same language.
I can see by your coat, my friend, you're from the other side. There's just one thing I got to know. Can you tell me, please, who won?
Say, can I have some of your purple berries?
Yes, I've been eating them for 6-7 weeks now. Haven't got sick once.
Probably keep us both alive. Wooden ships on the water, very free. Easy, you know the way it's supposed to be. Silver people on the shoreline, let us be talking about very free and easy. Horror grips us as we your anguish cry. Stare as all human feelings die. We are leaving. You don't need sister, then by the hand, lead her away from this foreign land, far away where we might laugh again. We are leaving. You don't need. It's a fair wind blowing warm out of the south over my shoulder. Get out, set a course and go.
Usually right now the applause is deafening, you know, so at least we can hear ourselves, you know, tune. We know what's happening out there in live Facebook and live YouTube land. How about John Campbell here?
Yeah, let's do it. Ready? Helplessly hoping her heart-looking hovers nearby, awaiting a word, gasping at glimpses of gentle true spirit. He arrives, wishing he could fly high, only to trip at the sound of goodbye. Wordlessly watching, he waits by the window and wonders at the empty place inside. Heartlessly helping himself to her bad dreams, he worries, hear a goodbye, or even hello. They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other. Stand by the stairway, you'll see something certain to tell you. Confusion has its cost. Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she is lost and choking on hello. They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other.
The young of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young was Neil Young. Neil Young had released his second solo album only after 4 months after his first. He was recording now with his backup band Crazy Horse. The album contained 4 songs that became staples for Neil Young's shows for years to come. It's also interesting to note that all these songs are written on the same day when Young had 103-degree fever. The songs on the album were the title track, Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand, and Cinnamon Girl.
Cinnamon girl, dreaming of pictures, I'm running the night. You see us together, chasing the moonlight, my cinnamon girl. With the bone, the drummer relaxes and waits between shows for his cinnamon girl. A dreamer of pictures, I run in the night. You see us together, chasing the moonlight, my cinnamon girl. Somehow I need another chance. I see your baby loves to dance, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Matt Casey on the telly. Isn't it? Is that a, oh, sorry.
You're right.
Easy.
On the Crosby, Stills, and Nash album, Stephen Stills played almost every instrument apart from the drums, which left the band in need of an additional personnel if they wanted to tour. They initially wanted to hire a keyboard player, even at one point approaching Steve Winwood, who's already occupied with the band Blind Faith. The head of the record label suggested ex-Buffalo Springfield member Neil Young. Stills and Nash were not crazy about the idea, but for opposite reasons. Stills because he had worked with Neil Young before in Buffalo Springfield, and Nash because he was unfamiliar with him. So completely opposite reasons, really. But after several meetings, it was decided there would be a quartet. They went on tour in the summer of 1969. Their second show was at a little festival called Woodstock. Great anticipation and now built for the expanded supergroup. And their first album together, Deja Vu, arrived in stores in March of 1970, topping the album and singles charts. It remains to this day the highest-selling album of each member's career. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
One morning I woke up and I knew you were gone. A new day, a new way, and new eyes to see the dawn. Go your way, I'll go mine, and carry on. The sky is clearing and the night is crawling on. The sun becomes the world soften on. Rejoice, rejoice, we have no choice but to carry on. Fortunes of fables are able to sing the song. Now witness the quickness with which we get along. To sing the blues, you've got to live the dues and carry on. You see, brother, can you talk to me? Girl, when I was on my own, chasing you down, what was it made you run? Trying your best just to get around to questions of 1,000 dreams. What you do and what you see, brother, can you talk to me?
Americans can only hear such things.
Massive wrestling going on up here.
Everybody knows this one.
You're on the road, must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one you picks, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. You of tender years can know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picks, the one you go by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
Don't forget about them critters, folks. Croonin for Critters does do-da stay. We're staying fairly well apart here. We're distancing. That's going on. We've got hand sanitizers up here, and we're doing our part. Okay, so an anthem from my youth and many other people in my age group, the one that came after the epitome of non-haircuts over here, Matt Casey tonight, and Chris Kozak for that matter. Peyton's, that's right, okay. Well, Peyton's all, this is old business with him. It's actually, he has had a haircut. Right, one. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
getting kinda long. I could've said it wasn't in my way, but I didn't, and I wonder why. I feel like letting my free flag fly, and I feel like I owe it to someone. Must be 'cause I had the flu for Christmas, and I'm not feeling up to par, and it increases my paranoia. Like looking in my mirror at a police car. But I'm not giving in an inch to fear, 'cause I promised myself this year I feel like I owe it. When I finally get myself together, I'm gonna get down in that sunny southern weather, and I find a place inside to laugh, separate the weed from the chaff. I feel like I owe it. He's a force of nature. It's Alan Barlow here leading the guitar me. It usually happens that way. You just stand in line and at attention. Careful. Is it Matt Casey's turn to sing a song to the folks out there in Neverland? All 3 or 4 people that are actually in this room. They're really far away from us, though. So no
no spray. Two, three, four.
There is a town in North Ontario where dream, comfort, memory to spare. And in my mind, I still need a place to go. All of my changes were there. Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon on the rise. Big birds flying across the sky, throwing shadows on our eyes that leave us helpless, 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 helpless. Helpless, 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 helpless. Chains helpless, helpless, helpless. Beside the door. Helpless, 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 helpless. Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon on the rise. Big birds flying across the sky, throwing shadows on our eyes that leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, 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 helpless. Helpless, 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 helpless. Helpless, 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 helpless.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young picked up the hippie political and counterculture torch in 1969. With the breakup of the Beatles that year and Bob Dylan in reclusive, low-key activity since 1967, they were the adopted standard bearers, serving as an important, only equaled at the time in rock and roll, perhaps by the Rolling Stones, The Who, or the up-and-coming Led Zeppelin. They also really began the whole entire singer-songwriter genre, giving rise to Jackson Browne, Linda Ronstadt, America, and the Eagles. Their influence can't be understated. It's interesting to note that, yes, their first concert was at Woodstock, the beacon of hippie idealism. But several months later, they also played at the Altamont Festival. They performed right before the Stones, where the Hells Angels, who inexplicably were hired as bodyguards, killed a person in the crowd. Altamont ended up being an exercise in ego and excess and basically put a knife into the 1960s. But after appearing at Woodstock, Graham Nash called his then-girlfriend, Joni Mitchell, to tell her just how beautiful and wonderful the whole festival had been. Joni was invited to play Woodstock too. But her then manager told her she should not do that and she should do the Dick Cavett show instead. See, then manager. She was happy for Graham, but a bit jealous that she wasn't there. So she sat down and she wrote a song about all the things Graham Nash had told her. Crosby, Stills, and Nash recorded that song and released it on their first single from their Deja Vu album. And even though she wasn't there, David Crosby himself said that Mitchell had captured the feeling and importance of the festival better than anybody who had been there at all.
I'd like to recognize right now our good friend, he's the clutch, John Campbell, jumping in on the show with a week's notice to learn it. Always the professional, great singer, great guitarist, songwriter. Good hang.
I'm happy to do it, Mark. I'm glad you asked me
At
to
least
do
after
this.
you've had your coffee, you know. And once again, Peyton Grant, a staple.
Glad to be back, Mark.
Always glad to have you. Wouldn't be the same. And of course, Croonin for Critters presents Dude I Stay in the Maverick Lounge series for the first time for such a collaboration. I think it's going swimmingly.
It's dog paddling. More people would have laughed if they'd been here. You know? At least two. I need them both.
If you're down and confused and you don't remember who you're talking to, concentration slips away, 'cause your baby is so far away. And there's a rug in a fisted glove, and an eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. 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 Don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't go crying over good times. There's a girl right next to you, and she's just waiting for something to do. And there's a rose in a fisted glove, and an eagle flies with a dove. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. 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 Turn your heartache right into joy. She's a girl, and you're a boy. So get it together, girl. When make it nice, you won't need my good advice. And there's a rose in a fisted glove, and an eagle flies with a dove. And if it can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. Love the one you're with. Love the one you're with. Love the one you're with.
So we're on our way to winding things up here, though we have some more music to play for you. Would like to send out special thanks with us always since the beginning is Pierce on the wonderful visuals you get to see and we do not. Probably making the show there. And there's a great bunch of people here at the Shelby County Arts Council, Black Box Theater. They're all professionals and work really hard and going out of their way to accommodate and present to you what the quality of what you're experiencing. So we thank them. 2 weeks in a row for some of us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, this was a single once upon a time. Huh?
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love song all night long for me, only for me. Come to me now, and rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. Search a cozy room. The windows are illuminated by the evening sunshine through the fiery gems for you, only for you. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now, la 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 Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
Come on out, Matthew. There we go. All kinds of people behind
Thank
us.
you, Matthew.
Now sing a song, man. I guess you want to hear one more then. That's what it sounds like to us. Huh? One more?
lay your body down.
And this really will be our last song, since you insisted on an encore. We're going to milk it. Yeah, it's really hard to hear ourselves think up here, but, you know, we can scramble. Make something happen. And we're bringing Jay Willoughby, the narrator. Did you see him, or were you in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay. It was Pierce's work that really mattered, Jay, after all. So sorry. But it's wonderful to have you lead the band like the old days.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on